AMD and Intel are two very popular options for mainly their processors. Today, we will be talking about the pros and cons of both AMD and Intel processors. First of all, with both processors, you have to own a motherboard with an AMD chipset and socket to use an AMD processor, and if you are using an Intel processor, you have to own a motherboard with an Intel chipset and socket. Now, some pros of AMD processors are that AMD is cheaper, they have more superior graphic processors, the processors can detect malware, and can handle 64-bit applications more optimally. A con of AMD processors is fast heat generation. Now, some pros for Intel processors are they are very compatible and provide consumers with a more flexible ability of PC choices. They don't use as much wattage as an AMD processor. They don't generate a lot of heat. And lastly, Intel processors come with HD integrated graphics out of the box. Some cons of Intel processors is because of them being in such high demand, the availability for these processors is low. On laptops, Intel processors drain power a lot faster. Some higher end processors do generate a considerable amount of heat. And finally, Intel processors are pretty high in price. While both AMD and Intel have great pros and some considerable cons, it is up to the user on how and what they are going to use their computer for. AMD and Intel are great companies and are always coming out with new and innovative products.